Hello, and how are you? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you from right here in St. Charles, Missouri. That's right, home of Christmas traditions. Yep, that's right. Christmas traditions are daily festivities that go on down on Main Street in St. Charles. That's right, historical St. Charles. The celebration is staged in a charming villa on the Missouri River known as St. Charles. Close your eyes and listen to the sound of the horses' hooves on the brick streets and the sweet holiday music of the fife. Capture in your mind the essence that time in America when life was simpler and Christmas was elegant and magical. Regardless of the evening or weekend you choose to visit Christmas traditions, we promise that you will find the genuine, warm traditions of St. Charles welcome. The hospitality of Christmas traditions is exceeded only by the very magical spirit of Christmas itself. So, definitely, folks, don't forget to come on down to Christmas Traditions. Christmas Traditions is a event that takes place from November 28th, 2020 through December 2020, reoccurring weekly on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. and Saturdays from 12 to 9 p.m. and Sunday. hmm, Sorry about that. Sunday from 12 to 5 p.m. Located where? None other than historic Main Street in St. Charles, Missouri, home of the first state capital. 230. Let's see, 230 South Main Street, St. Charles, Missouri. Come on down and enjoy our town. It's beautiful. It's all decorated. It's got the holly on the uh, limbs. It's got lights. It's got all the twinkly blinklies of the Christmas pasts. You've got, oh, let's see, Father Time, Santa Clauses from all around the world, Mrs. Clauses from here and there, the Snow Queen, the Snow Princess, Jack Frost a nipping at your nose, choir being sung by a carol, and many more, many more. So don't forget to come on down to Christmas Traditions in St. Charles, Missouri. Okay, hey, you know what? Today's date is Wednesday, November the 25th. And that being said, I got a happy birthday shout out going out to Mike McCarthy. Yep, that's Trish's brother. Yep. Trish. Which Trish? Oh, come on, I know Trish. We'll find out real quick. Wake up, Trish. Go to sleep. Albrecht. Yes, Trish Albrecht. It's her brother. Yes. I'm pretty sure. We just go. Yeah, Trish Albrecht. Her brother is having a birthday today, and so I'm gonna give it a shout out because, well, it popped up on my page that I think it's her brother. It's the only Trish I've got as a friend, as far as I know. Yeah. Her brother, Trish, and his name is Mike McCarthy. 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 So anyway, here we go, Trish. This one's a shout out for your brother. I said, hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, I'ma say. You know, you're 1 more year older today. So happy birthday to you, I say. Hey, Mike. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. You know, that's another trip around the sun that you made. I know you're supposed to be enjoying your day today. So a happy birthday to you, I say. And many more. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Alrighty. Hey, my Shin Show lovers are back. I appreciate it. I've got folks that care about the Shen Show, folks that love the Shen Show, and folks that like the Shen Show. And those folks happen to be Jamie O'Driscoll, Leony Pedraza Fernandez, Gina Cornites Daniel, Martin Kelly, Steve Clary, Ashley Carter Adams. And then there's my pokey pals. That's right, my pokey pal and my Facebook poke people. People who poke me, I poke them back, and that's a fact. How about some local weather for the St. Charles area? Yes, sirree, Bob. Tonight's forecast light rains early and then remaining cloudy overnight with lows around 39 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be west to northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chances of rain 80%. And then Thursday. Yeah, how about Thursday? Thursday, November the 26th. Partly cloudy skies, highs near 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies overnight, with lows around 33 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be light and variable. Friday, November the 27th. Sunshine along with some clouds. Intervals, some cloudy intervals, that's right. Highs around 52 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clear overnight with lows around 26 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be light and variable. Saturday will be the opening day, breaking ground day for Christmas traditions down on Main Street. It's going to be a mainly sunny day. Highs around 49 degrees Fahrenheit with winds light variable west to southwest at 3 miles per hour, and then a few clouds from time to time. On lower temperatures going overnight with 29 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be light and variable south at 3 miles per hour. And then Sunday, November the 29th, cloudy skies, slight chances of rain showers, highs around 48 degrees Fahrenheit with winds west to northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Considerable cloudiness and with lows overnight and 27 degrees. Lows overnight of 27 degrees. That's right. Winds are going to be north to northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then Monday, November the 30th, mostly cloudy skies, highs around 34 degrees Fahrenheit, with winds north to northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies overnight with low temperatures creeping all the way down to 21 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be north to northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. 21 degrees, that's below freezing, folks. That's cold, I'm going to tell you. Anyway, hey, that's your weather forecast for the St. Charles Music area. Yeah, I had to mention Christmas traditions for my dentist because she really said she didn't have a whole lot to do this year, being as how she lives somewhere else. And, well, she lives elsewhere, and she's came to St. Louis to go to school. And, well, her and her friend from school we're talking about doing some light looking, and I tell you what, you cannot beat Main Street St. Charles. No sirree, Bob. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yes, sirree, it is. All right, hey, that being said, let me see what else I can do. A song? How about a song? Now I was singing for her today at the office while she was not while she was making molds, but I was singing for her today at the office, and well, I was singing "What a Wonderful World," and she said that song makes her cry. So I'm not going to sing it for you. I will sing this though. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I won't. What is it? The song I was going to sing. Oh, there we go. Song lyrics, My Girl. There we go. Jeez whiz. Couldn't think of that for nothing, really. Really for nothing. Well, let's go like this. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. And when it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Well, I guess you'd say, oh, what can make me feel this way is my girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl. Oh, I've got so much honey, the bees envy me. I've got a sweeter song than the birds in the tree. Well, I guess you'd say, oh, what can make me feel this way is my girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl. Hey, yeah, hey, oh yeah. I don't need no money or fortune or fame. Oh yeah. I've got all the riches, baby, one man can claim. Oh, yes, I do. Guess you'd say, oh, what can make me feel this way is my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day with my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl. I've even got the month of May with my girl, my girl. Oh, oh. She's all I can think, my girl. Talking about my girl. Talking about my girl. My girl. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, there you go. I had to do it. Had to do it. It was the Temptations. They was tempting me. That's right. Song lyrics, The Temptations. Let's see what we can do. I wonder if they got anything else that I even know. Hop, hop, bop, 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 bop. The way you do the things you do. All right, we'll give it a shot. Oh, no, I can't do that one because that wasn't it. You got a smile so bright. You know you could have been a candle. I'm holding you so tight. You know you could have been a handle. The way you swept me off my feet. You know you could have been a broom. The way you smell so sweet. You know you could have been some perfume. Well, you could have had been anything that you wanted to do. And I can tell by the way you do the things you do. And as pretty as you are, yeah, you know you could have been a flower. If good looks was a minute, you know you could be an hour. The way you stole my heart, you know you could have been a cool crook. And baby, you're so smart. You know you could have been a school book. Oh, but that's the way I can tell. As pretty as you are, you made my heart so rich. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, well, you could have been anything that you wanted to. And I can tell by the way you do the things you do. Well, you made my heart so rich. You know you could have been some honey. And baby, you're so sweet. You could have been some honey. Well, you could have been anything that you wanted to. And I can tell by the way you do the things you do. By the way you do the things you do. You're really swept me off my feet. You made me my life complete. You made me feel so bright. You make me feel alright. Well, you could have been anything that you want to. And I can tell by the way you do the things you do. Oh, by the way you do the things you do. All right. Well, all right. All right. Okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. So, all right. Well, doop, 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 doop. Girl, I don't know. I don't know, but I do. Doop, 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 boop, doop, doop. There's got to be another song. It's got me rocking all night long. Well, here we all work along the Mississippi. Here we all work while the white folk play. Pulling them boats from the dawn till the sunset. Get no rest till the judgment day. Don't look up and don't look down. You don't just make the white folks frown. Bend your knees and bow your head and pull that rope until you're dead. Let me go away from the Mississippi. Let me go away from the white man boss. Show me that stream called the River Jordan. That's the old stream that I long to cross. Ooh, man river, that old man river. He must know something, but he don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling. He keeps rolling along. He don't plant taters, and he don't plant cotton, and them white plants 'em is soon forgotten. But that old man river just keeps rolling along. You and me, sweet and strange. Bodies all aching and wrecked with pain. Tote that barge and lift that bell. Y'all get a little drunk and you lands in jail. I get so worried and so sick of trying. I'm tired of living, but I'm feared of dying. And old man river just keeps rolling on, rolling along. Oh, man river, oh, man river. He must know something, but he don't say nothing. He just keeps on rolling. He keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters, and he don't plant cotton, and them what plants 'em is soon forgotten. But old man river just keeps rolling along. You and me, with sweet sweat and strain, bodies all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge and lift that bell. You get a little drunk and you lands in jail. I get weary and so sick of trying. I'm tired of living, but I'm feared of dying. And old man River, he just keeps rolling along. All right. Hey, it looks like it's time for story time for the kids. So, why don't you gather all the kids around the TV or the iPod or the phone or whatever you just so happen to be watching us on tonight. And we're gonna sing you we're gonna do a good story for you. Another Hans Christian Andersen. And it's gonna be some sections that I've really liked. The Little Match Girl, we done that. Let's see here. We're gonna try the Red Shoes. We'll try that one, okay? The Red Shoes Fairy Tale Story by Hans Christian Andersen. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who was very pretty and delicate, but in summer she was forced to run about with bare feet. She was so poor, and in the winter weary, wore very large wooden shoes, which made her little insteps quite red, and that looked so dangerous. In the middle of the village lived old Dame Shoemaker. She sat and sewed together, as well as she could, a little pair of shoes out of old red strips of cloth. They were very clumsy, but it was a kind thought. They were meant for the little girl. The little girl was called Karen. Oh, the very day her mother was buried, Karen received the red shoes and wore them for the first time. They were certainly not intended for mourning, but she had no others, and with stockingless feet, she followed the poor straw coffin in them. Suddenly a large old carriage drove up, and a large old lady sat in it. She looked at the little girl, felt compassion for her, and then said to the clergyman, "Here, give me the little girl. I will adopt her." And Karen believed all this happened on account of the red shoes, but the old lady thought they were horrible, and they were burnt. But Karen herself was cleanly and nicely dressed. She must learn to read and sew, and people said she was a nice little thing. But the looking glass said, "Thou art more than nice. Thou art beautiful." Now the queen once traveled throughout the land, and she had her little daughter with her. And this little daughter was a princess, and people streamed to the castle, and Karen was there also. And the little princess stood in her fine white dress in a window, and let herself be stared at. She had neither a train nor a golden crown, but splendid red Marco shoes, Morocco shoes. They were certainly far handsomer than those Dame Shoemaker had made for the little Karen, but nothing in the world can compare with red shoes. Now Karen was old enough to be confirmed. She had new clothes, and was to have new shoes also. The rich shoemaker in the city took the measures of her little feet. This took place in at his house, in his room, where stood large glasses filled with elegant shoes and brilliant boots. All this looked charming, but the old lady could not see well, and so had no pleasure in them. In the midst of the shoes stood a pair of red ones, just like those the princess had worn. How beautiful they were! The shoemaker said also they had been made for the child of a count. but had not fit. "Hmm, that must be patient. That must be patent leather," said the old lady. "They shine so." "Yes, they shine," said Karen, and they fitted and were bought. But the old lady knew nothing about their being red, else she would never have allowed Karen to have gone in red shoes to be confirmed. Yet such was the case. Everybody looked at her feet, and when she stepped through the channel door on the church pavement, it seemed to her as if the old figure on the tomb, those patriots of old preachers and preachers' wives, with stiff ruffs and long black dresses, fixed their eyes on her red shoes, and she thought only of them as the clergyman laid his hands upon her head and spoke of the holy baptism, of the covenant with God, and how she should be now a mature Christian. And the organ played some so solemnly, the sweet children's voice sang, and the old music director sang, but Karen only thought of her red shoes. In the afternoon the old lady heard from everyone that the shoes had been red, and she said that it was very wrong of Karen, that it was not at all becoming, and that in future Karen should only go in black shoes to church, even when she should be older. The next Sunday there was the sacrament, and Karen looked at the black shoes, looked at the red ones, looked at them again, and put on the red shoes. The sun shone gloriously. Karen and the old lady walked along the path through the corn. It was rather dusty there. At the church door stood an old soldier with a crutch and with a wonderfully long beard, which was more than red than white, and he bowed to the ground and asked the old lady whether he might dust her shoes, and Karen stretched out her little foot. "See what beautiful dancing shoes! See what beautiful dancing shoes!" said the soldier. "Sit firm when you dance." And he put his hand out towards the soles. And the old lady gave the old soldier alms and went into the church, and Karen went with. And all of the people in the church looked at Karen's red shoes, and all the pictures, and as Karen knelt before the altar and raised the cup to her lips, she only thought of the red shoes, and they seemed to swim in it, and she forgot to sing her psalm, and she forgot to pray, "Our Father in heaven." Now all the people went out of church, and the old lady got into her carriage. Karen raised her foot to get in after her, when the old soldier said, "Look what beautiful dancing shoes!" And Karen could not help dancing a step or two, and when she began, her feet continued to dance. It was just as though the shoes had power over them. She danced around the church corner, and she could not leave off, and the coachman was obliged to run after her and catch hold of her, and he lifted her in the carriage, but her feet continued to dance, so that on the old lady's beautifully uh, she trod on the old lady dreadfully. At length she took the shoes off, and then her legs had peace. The shoes were placed in a closet at home, but Karen could not avoid looking at them. Now the old lady was sick, and it was said she could not recover. She must be measured, and white waited upon. She must be nursed and waited upon, and there was no one whose duty it was so much as Karen's. But there was a great ball in the city, to which Karen was invited. She looked at the old lady, who could not recover, and she looked at the red shoes, and she thought there could be no sin in it. She put on the red shoes, and she might do that also, she thought. But then she went to the ball and began to dance. When she wanted to dance to the right, the shoes would dance to the left, and when she wanted to dance up the room, the shoes danced back again, down the steps and into the street, and out of the city gate. She danced, and I was forced. She danced and was forced to dance straight out into the gloomy wood. Then it was suddenly lit up among the trees, and she fancied it must be the moon, for there was a face, but it was the old soldier with the red beard. He sat there, nodded his head, and said, "Look, what beautiful dancing shoes!" And then she was terrified, and wanted to fling off the red shoes, but they clung fast, and she pulled down her stockings, but the shoes seemed to have grown to her feet, and she danced and must dance over fields and meadows, in rain and shine, by night and by day. But at night it was the most fearful. She danced over the churchyard, but the dead did not dance. They had something better to do than to dance. She wished to seat herself on a poor man's grave, where the bitter tansy grew. But for her there was neither peace nor rest, and when she danced towards the open church door, she saw an angel standing there. He wore long white garments. He had wings which reached from his shoulders to the earth, and continuance was service, and his continuance was severe and grave, and in his hand he held a sword, broad and glittering. Dance shalt, dance shalt thou, he said, dance in the red shoes, till thou art pale and cold, till thy skin shrivels up, and thou art a skeleton. Dance shalt thou from door to door, and where proud, vain children dwell, thou shalt knock, that they may hear thee and tremble. Dance shalt thou. Mercy, cried Karen, but she did not hear the angel's reply, for the shoes carried her through the gate into the fields, across the roads and bridges, and she must keep dancing forever. One morning she danced past a door which she well knew within sounded a psalm. A coffin decked with flowers was borne forth. Then she knew that the old lady had then she knew that the old lady was dead, and felt that she was abandoned by all, and commanded by the angel of God, condemned by the angel of God. She danced, and she was forced to dance through the gloomy night. The shoes carried her over sticks and stones. She was torn till she bled. She danced over the hearth still till she came to a little house. Here she knew dwelled the executioner, and she tapped her finger at the window and said, "Come out, come out. I cannot come in, for I am forced to dance." And the executioner said, Thou dost not know who I am, I fancy. I strike bad people's heads off, and I hear that my axe rings. Don't strike my head off, said Karen. Then I can open. Then I can't repent of my sins, but strike off my feet in the red shoes. Then she confessed her entire sin, and the executioner struck off her feet with the red shoes, but the shoes danced away with the little feet across the field into the deep wood, and he carved out little wooden shoes for her feet, and crutches, though her the palm criminals always said, the psalm criminals always sing this, and she kissed the hands which he had wielded the axe, and went over to the hearth. Now I have suffered enough for the red shoes, she said. Now I will go into the church, that people may see me. And she hastened towards the church, the door, but when she was near, and the red shoes danced before her, and she was terrified, and turned around. The whole week was unhappy, and wept. The whole week she was unhappy, and wept many bitter tears. But when Sunday returned, she said, Well now, I have suffered and struggled enough. I really believe I am as good as many a one who sits in the church and holds her head so high. And away she went boldly, but she had not got further than the churchyard gate before she saw the red shoes dancing before her, and she was frightened, and turned back, and repented her sins from her heart. Anyway, hey, that's the red shoes. It was thought mercy though, and the sun shone so clearly, and straight before her stood the angel of God in white garments, the same she had seen that night of the church door. But he no longer carried the sharp sword, but instead a splendid green spray from all roses, and he touched the ceiling with the spray. Sorry about that, folks. Gee, that looks like I better do the daily bread portion of the program, because if I don't, I'm going to go to sleep, and we can't do that. Daily bread portion of the program is going to be brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2020. The Bible with Briscoe 2020 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Today's reading is going to be Ezekiel 24 through 26 and 1 Peter 2. So don't forget to tune in to the Bible with Briscoe 2020. Boy, those bedtime stories will put you right to bed. Anyone and everyone. That is today's devotion. We're going to be reading Romans 10, 5 through 15. Maybe we're going to be reading that if I can stay awake. Moses writes this about the righteousness that is by law. The person who does these things will live by them. But the righteousness that is by faith says, do not say in your heart who will ascend into heaven. That is to bring Christ down. Or who will descend into the deep. That is to bring Christ up from the dead. But what does it say? The word is near you. It is in your mouth and in your heart. That is the message concerning faith that we proclaim. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is within your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. As Scripture says, anyone who believes in him will never be put to shame, for there is no difference between Jew and Gentile. The same Lord is Lord of all, and richly blessed on all who come on him. For everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news. And there you have it. That was Romans 10, 5 through 15. That was our daily bread portion of the program, brought to you by the Bible with Briscoe 2020. A daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. And so, hey friends, that's the end of it for me. How about one more song? And it goes, oh, well, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go home. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. This here has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show. And as always, you know, God loves you and so do I. So come back and see me tomorrow because, well, hey, I'll be here and I hope that you are too.